secure you range creeps or creeps you otherwise might not get. As far as what he skills, I don't think it matters at the end of the day. As long as he has a point and everything, should be fine. We did see this matchup where 9 favored the Timber into the Wind Ranger as well, but this time Quest gave him the matchup. So he's very comfortable in this matchup. He's very happy with how this one's going to go out. And it's normally pretty even until that level 5 level, especially that level 6 mark, and then Wind Ranger feels like continuously needs help. And I believe it was Stormer that was playing.
It was Stormer,
Timbersaw. Yeah. And 9 looked really good on it, so we'll have to see how well this one does. The only critique I do have right now, and I'm not 100% like confident in saying that this Visage was the wrong pick, but I believe there's an Underlord in the game, which I feel like would have 100% been the correct pick against the Morphling. I'm a bit concerned at this Visage lane versus Morphling, but 33, a fantastic Visage player. We'll see what he can do with this overall last pick, what type of impact it will end up having, especially in the laning stage, because it doesn't feel like TA2000 is going to get pressured that hard with Visage.
Yeah, as we say that, in order to take a huge full assumption there with pretty much max agi.
Yeah, that'll happen, but you're just gonna reach him. He's already back to full. If you can manage to make it to minute 3 and get the raindrops off a couple more points into that attribute shift, he'll be completely fine.
33 also has to be careful on the Visage too, because level 1 Visage, 1 armor, those creeps hurt like hell, so you might end up losing this trade-off versus a Morphling soaking up aggro from the whole time. You wanna find a good balance of poke and farm without losing too much HP yourself, because the attack range on Visage has always been a bit troublesome. It's not the longest of attack ranges, and you're not going to get much out of your soul assumption unless you're poking, so you will end up on the receiving end as well. Mid matchup. Pointing out, this is probably the matchup to be watching out. 2 points in power shot already. Yes, is 9 and Noob.
This matchup will get better as 9 will put 2 points into the reactive armor. And I think at this point he's going to be very difficult to harass down. And if you are going for that Atos build that most Wind Rangers like to go for, you are going to be missing a lot of damage to kill the Timbersaw. I'm curious to see, is that Atos so good that even versus a Timbersaw, you're going to skip other items? I think we talked about before, this could be a good game for like the Diffusal Blade on the Wind Ranger. Also gives a lot of stats and damage, and if you just burn all of the mana from Timbersaw, that could give you an earlier fight to be able to play Dota a bit faster. It's this hero, because we all know Timbersaw in the mid lane.
Yeah, that is also a good point that you brought up with that Underlord. Not only just the Morphling, but also the Wind Ranger. Like, this hero rarely would do any damage if the Underlord was around. So all the problems now that they really have is just dispose of this Timbersaw. Timber's going to be on top of us. Try to hold, try to keep him at distance, find a good balance there. And you're still going to be dealing max out damage on all of these heroes on the side of Tundra, but they are somewhat soft. Silencer, you can catch the Caudal, those are pretty easy kills you can look for. Timing focus fire, where you're really going to be bursting down in these fights. You prioritize the Seeker, you want to focus on that Timber.
We'll have to leave that to our panel later to see if Underlord is the right pick or not. We're just humble casters.
We are just humble. Place indeed. No kills yet. Still waiting for the first blood to happen. But at least everyone is, you know, testing the waters. Ports on both sides, just giving a bit of poke. Over to that. 6-minute power in the mid lane.
And this Visage is doing really well right now as well. Gonna get to spam a lot of soul assumptions with the help of Saksa and the mana available. Doing a little bit of an audible as far as the skill build goes. It did get nerfed recently, but I still see a lot of Caudal players still go for that blinding light. And in this game, going 2 points in Illuminate, really just trying to apply the pressure to the Morphling and add on that nuke down.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And also be able to farm this a little bit too.
This build is traditionally known, or historically known, for griefing your offlaner. You basically become the core. That one point with all the CS you get, and you take away a lot of that farm from your offlaner. But in this situation, 33, he's still 21-9. You got 13 CS on Soxa. You are doing so well on this top lane. Everyone's farming. Sox is farming, 33's farming. This lane, so far, so good.
Also talking about Soxa, it was something I mentioned in the last cast we had when we were casting Tundra. He, in the Berlin Major, was ranked #1 among all supports in gold as percentage of team total. So he definitely loves his farm as position 4 in this Cluddle. It's another indicator to it.
It's also stacking up as well in the triangle. I'm looking at Noob a little bit here in the mid lane. He's got a crown purchased, but he also has a javelin queued up. Going for a bit of a hybrid build here. He also realizes, he needs to do something about this Timber coming up soon with this focus fire. So maybe this javelin will just be a casual javelin, straight into that Atos right after. Top to see as both heroes at level 6 here. Nine a little bit low on
lacking on mana. Yeah, he's got boots coming on the courier, no extra regen. And no supports really heading over to mid except for Soxa. You could just stack these camps, head over to the top half, open up 9 to steal away the action rune at the bottom. Noob's already making his way in here, but Soxa's gonna take away the haste rune. That's a pretty big rune for the Wind Ranger. Not to have. Does lack on some of the damage. 33 doesn't get hit by the power shot. Good movement there. Soul assumption onto Kaori. And this Phoenix looks like he's gonna be done for. And 33.
Dire's courier has been killed.
The one lane we haven't really looked at throughout this whole series has been the Skeeter lane. But it's been Amar and Omar in the past 2 games kind of bullying him. But the tables have turned here as Skeeter now doing well in the laning stage, slightly winning over Amar. Amar still having a fine laning stage.
Climbing, skeet.
Yeah, but it feels like in the last couple of games there's Skeeter just
33 though, he's not enjoying it all. Payback.
Enjoying that one. And this, I believe, is the timing where things are a bit awkward if you're Visage. Because you are level 4. Morphling is now level 5.5, almost level 6.
He has like can't really contest Morph anymore.
No, you can. He's got 6 raindrops, 2 healing lotuses, and a magic wand that's over halfway full. You're not really harassing Morph anymore. Morph will free farm for the entirety of this laning stage. That first blood was great to get, but you really want your level 6 as Visage. So that was a costly death.
Also now Morphling is ramping up, just going to be denying even more creeps away from this Visage. But on the positive side for Tundra, 33 did get a good start for the early minutes, because say if he had like 20-25 CS at this point and no kill, that lane is just, you can't even get there anymore. And Morphling's just denying every single creep away from you. Your attack animation sucks versus Morph, your damage sucks against the Morph.
Yeah, they're quite fortunate their early game. The first 4 minutes of laning stage went better than I expected. But they have this huge stack here where maybe Visage will come and clearly he's not going to take the stack, but he's going to take mid lane as Timber will take the stack.
Smart idea to swap around the roles. I mean, the Visage knows he can't really battle it out anymore, so Nine's just going to take over top. I like this idea of swapping the lanes at this point.
Oh, it's really smart. I think
it's really playing into the Visage, because the Timber doesn't mind.
Yeah, he doesn't mind. He wants to go farm those stacks pretty soon, so he's going to shove out the top lane, apply some fake pressure here, and then probably just go back and farm the stacks.
Amar with Amar. 6 almost up on the Bloodseeker. 1 more creep for the Rupture, but they're going to try to pull back before it's too late. Noob's also so here. Fast. But can't get there. That's car. They're fighting. We're fighting at the top lane. The Phoenix forced the way to the high ground. TP's away.
Radiant
Skitter's really going on a skeet run right now. Try to catch this guy.
And Soxa able to get 1 more stack on the big camp in the jungle here. This is going to be something to keep an eye on for sure in the Radiant triangle area. They have so many stacks here. When do they want to do them is the question.
If it's just closing up on level 6 now. Amar getting a jump on snaking and finding potentially a kill of the silencer. The disarm is really good. And this
is really annoying too.
Yeah, it's disarmed again. What can you do? Skitters is running around in circles, hoping to help his buddy out, but one disarm to another disarm.
Dire's middle tower is
Silencer ends
under
up going
attack.
down.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Well, 33 has hit level 6 in mid, so birds are online. Has the phylactery too.
Look at Nine's net worth now after clearing all these stacks in this jungle. They gave him solo EXP, food on top of it. Now level 10. Comparatively to Noob, his counterpart. Might be going down here.
At least an easy kill, but Noob will go down as a trade-off. Silence as well up to Lamar, but he does manage to place down a Munsk, and he doesn't want to extend that far. Mars is also going to be around, holding on to that value point, potentially dropping down an Arena of Blood if necessary. Otherwise, just max farm. The least farm for on this Mars, but we've seen from game to game that Mar can still bounce back pretty easily.
Dire's middle tower
No,
is under attack.
under the tower. Look at the Phoenix here. We'll slow him down, but that's all they do. That's all they do. They just slow him down.
They even brought Noob for that one. I think maybe he was expecting Carry to get his egg off, buy some time, but he just went down without using the egg. That was kind of like a max range whirling death AoE there. Probably didn't expect it. Ends up wasting the Wind Ranger's time there, and Nine continues to grow. Level 11 compared to the level 8 of Noob there.
Yeah, 3 level advantage to the next. That's sick.
It's because of all those stacks he's given, all the free farm, they can't really contest them right now. Level 11 at 11 minutes is absolutely insane farm. You're free farming everything plus more.
And the rest of your team is farming too, so big advantage brewing up for Tundra. 3k lead, setting up in mid for 33, but they don't have the mobility on Omar and Noob. Catch message on time. For really setting up their game pretty nicely here. But Quest, how do they answer this?
Dire's top tower
Morphling
is
timing?
under attack.
They want to play earlier. I'm pretty sure they do want to, but how do they approach that? Mara have to be more aggressive on the Mars and play around him.
Dire's top tower
This is just like
Dire's
normal
top
Quest
tower
gameplay. It's
has fallen.
slightly different because Amar is going for Lotus Orb first item. His Brown Boots Lotus Orb, not his normal Blink Dagger. But I think Quest is a team that's really happy with TA2000 just hitting things. Tundra is a team that is more about, okay.
The attempt from the Bloodseeker looking pretty good so far. Skitter gonna be dropping down as Amar finishes him off. Trade 1-for-1, core for core. They will get the Wind Ranger as a return, and that's another kill for 9. It does hurt to lose the Bloodseeker, but this Timbersaw, his stomps are just rising the whole time.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He is incredibly large on this Timber, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is like on this patch one of the most farmed, if not the most farmed Timber cell we have
Dire's
seen.
bottom tower is under
Can't
attack.
get much better for him, and I like what 33 is doing here as well. Unless he switch it up, he's going for an Atos. We talked about how the control is very limited.
Something that I almost never look in Dota, but look at XP per minute. Look at that
Dire's
gap
bottom
between
tower
Timber
is
and the
under
next
attack.
hero. That is
Dire's
just,
bottom tower has
it's just
fallen.
wild.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
650 experience per minute.
This is what happens when you have a completely free lane, a good lane matchup. You have a good game, you get some kills. But more than anything, Soxa. It all goes back to those stacks. And here's the thing, most of the time, people stay next to you and share that EXP, but they give you
Radiant's
solo
middle tower
EXP.
is under
Some of it
attack.
gets shared automatically
Radiant
just because of
Cascade.
how they change stacking, and stacking gives EXP to the stacker now. So on top of that, this game of Timber is just accelerated. But this hero is very notorious for having great starts, but if you feel vulnerable and you die a couple times, you're giving that gold right back. You're giving that EXP right back.
Might be something that, Quest has picked up on the way. No, money in the bank strat. In the bank strat in this case.
Speaking of EXP in the bank, Glory stole the enemy wisdom ring.
Very important. Both wisdom rooms going in the way of Quest. And, yep. They're building up nicely on their side too, even though they are a little bit behind. Not too badly though. Looking for Kaori in the top lane is 9. Chakram is available. Does he have the damage to kill? Oh, he doesn't even connect. He doesn't have an area to click because the Phoenix is already off of the map.
That's one thing I thought they might change with the new patch, but no, they made flying off the map as prevalent as ever. Just a feature of heroes like Phoenix.
Great way to escape from heroes because they don't have an area to click on their screen. They literally can't click anyone. You.
Phoenix players would be in shambles if they couldn't stun rain TP off the map.
Yeah.
Can't upset the Phoenix community. I believe it's a pretty large community. Out of all like master tier type of heroes I see in my games, I think Phoenix is up there.
The Phoenix community, I love how you put it. It sounds like some kind of underworld criminal game.
It's more like the bird community. It's like all the Phoenix players that are Grandmaster Phoenix are also Grandmaster Wyverns for some reason. I really like to get inside the lore there.
Does that mean we're going to be seeing more 9 mid?
An enjoyer of spamming heroes, but he is an enjoyer of
blowing up
killing mid heroes in like 2 seconds. You know, Timbersaw is a universal hero. Doesn't
that explains, right?
Yeah, I mean, no, not really, right? Because this hero doesn't particularly use stats that much, but it feels like with this patch, Whirling Death now makes universal heroes lose 5% of each attribute. Oh, I see. So they changed Whirling Death.
Meanwhile, bottom Mars is being focused on, but nope. I'm out of here. I'm just keeping it at home. Yeah, Whirling Death is a little bit different.
Yeah, so Whirling Death can slay universal heroes now as well. Not just strength.
Bottom, no waveform, but they have the control. No. They could have used Global Silence, but I guess 9 was so low on mana that they don't want to take advantage of it. Probably could have been, I don't know, just saying. Maybe they could have gotten killed with Global there.
Oh, so 9 got most of those. With an ancient stack. He's gonna finish them off. It's like nobody's gonna be farming stacks but me this game. As he continues to just walk across and terrorize the map here. How do you kill this guy? Going into a Sage next.
XP per minute's now up to over 700. Net worth at 17 minutes, which is usually the net worth you're looking at on hard carries that are online and farmers. 18 minutes, 10k barrier. It usually says that. This hero is doing a pretty fine job of and you add up that he's level 15 right now. So Dow forces out the Phoenix A. A lot of quest heroes coming into the rescue.
This is looking like the last time we saw 9 play this Timbersaw against the Wind Ranger, where Wind Ranger's just running around, not really sure what to do. Meanwhile, 9 is just killing everything, walking where he wants. I feel like Noob doesn't know exactly what his place in this game is. Not the casual crown. But he got the shift off. Okay, honestly.
Trying to kill the Morphling here, but it's going to be an attempt. He is clipped, though. Has a TP available, but Amar already driving the rest here. So Global expended, no kill happening.
Is under attack.
Timbersaw around.
I think Kaori needs to come up with a new game plan here. I don't think this is going to be one of those games like last game where you can just AFK farm a Hex. He's got it queued up again. He's hitting creeps again. But this is a completely different type of game. We'll see if he can
Stacking up to kill the Timbersaw, and let's see if it works out. It takes some time, but they have plenty of damage to deal, and they look to be successful. Timbersaw taken down for the first time this game, and they will also get a response out of the Phoenix.
I swear to God, Timber players have a god complex. And only the best of them.
Timbers and Bristleback players. Like, they're guiding your tier for an hour, 10 minutes. It's like, oh, it's always these two types.
And then the moment they die, typically they blame everyone else but themselves.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
You gotta play the role, you know?
Oh, that is so true.
It's so true, yeah.
But Tundra holding on to a 4,000 net worth lead.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
West gonna have to play a little bit from behind, not too much, but find a weakness, a chink in the armor of Tundra. Build up that reverse sweep. Quest, who has, as the team in general, they had a pretty good DPC season so far. 2 series victories, 1 loss. And that 1 loss was also against any Gladiators in a game 3.
Dire's middle tower is under
Putting
attack.
Tundra up to the challenge here, too. They won't find themselves a Techies. Storm won't save him this time.
That's a +2. Taking up to 4 intelligence.
Hooray! Start of something beautiful.
Start of something beautiful indeed.
Well, Seeker's about to finish, has just finished it. Recipe coming courier.
Dire's
Maybe
top
that
tower
could be a
is
ticket
under
for Tundra
attack.
to, you know,
Radiant's
for
bottom
the next
tower
ship
is
for the
under
next year.
attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Have to see.
Radiant's bottom
One
tower
thing you
is
are
falling.
worried about, as per usual, is going to be T2000.
Elemental.
Don't know how good new.
Dire's
Some
middle
connection
tower
of the
is
Soxa
under
Global
attack.
will force them away.
Okay.
Defensive ult on your +4.
Mar. Smoked up. No dagger, just coming out in courier now. He's got the Lotus Orb.
We're already scouting out with the birds in front. Get there. If they dive
they
on
want
the
this
tower, it's
timber.
doable. Want them to pull the tower and a mark, but he never throws with the spear. He's trying to push 9 further away. And finally does. Despite this coming at Mars cost, his life is forfeit. 9 is also dead, but so is Lamar. Nice jackal. On to 2. It's going to catch the Bloodseeker. He never gets his BKB off on time. He does, but now it's too late. He's down. Quest will find 2. They will find 3. As 33 will go down for the, not the third, second time.
For the 33rd time, he goes down. For the course of 20 games. But either way, this Techies, man, I always underestimate how much damage this hero can do. And it's mainly off the proximity mines. The damage reduction, the magic resistance reduction on top of the Phoenix does so much. They didn't even need the focus fire
Radiant's
for
top
that. It just
tower
feels
is
like
under attack.
Amar, he went in, not the initiation he was looking for, but he salvaged it. Got the spear off, but then Techies. The proximity mines with the sticky bomb and the blast off, doing tons of damage with the Phoenix as well there. And snaking going down too, right? Noob is almost online, and look what item Noob has just picked up. Not even the Atos we've seen. He just went a Manta.
Universal meta, right?
I told you, why not Manta on range? Why not? He heard
Why
me.
not? You were literally on point with it, and we're seeing a really good example of it. The Manta style for the Wind Ranger. Primal hero, universal hero
Primal.
meta. Yeah, let's not go primal.
Let's not leak future patch notes.
Yeah.
Now introducing primal heroes.
But that's very big for Quest. They've basically shut down the Timbersaw. This died twice with 0 impact in the last few engagements.
That's what we call the Timbersaw issue. When that happens, either that never happens and this hero looks insane, and you're like, wow, we should have banned Timber, or it does happen, and then the Timber just goes back and reassesses what he did to get to this stage of the game. And BKB, I think, is for sure in order here for 9. He didn't want to go this item. I feel like he needed it.
Find a ticket to Roche, which Quest is not going to read on time, so to the 28 on 2 heroes will not take it, so Aegis going to go in the way.
Most Sign will pick this up.
Is this time the Timber Aegis?
Yeah.
It is.
Fallen to the radiant.
Moves away the branch to pick it up. So, maybe that's the solution. You know, they're
It is.
using
Indeed.
everything to kill the Timbersaw, now you're going to do it twice.
I think doing it twice is not easy unless the Timber is secluded from his team. Or his... Yeah, they basically can't be his 5. So Tundra, if they want, they can walk his 5 and take objectives. 33 is in Visage with a pipe. I think that's what he wants to do anyway. Even though you had a couple of deaths there, good recovery
Dire's
from
bottom
Tundra.
tower is under attack.
Now they're going to do what they need to do.
Tower has fallen. Radiant structures
Tormentors,
are
take the towers.
Radiant's top tower is under
Barely
attack.
taking
Maybe
any
force them
damage
back
from
to the high ground
Dire's
too.
bottom
We'll see.
tower is under attack.
taking any damage off of that Tormentor, and Sox to pick up the shard. The recall back online, but the quest, is there any big items coming up? Morphling already finished with Scotty.
Radiant's
And
top tower
yeah,
is under attack.
Power, he's been taking his sweet time building that Scythe of Ice. Get such a super fast timing for it this time, but he's getting closer and closer to it, so this is going to be problematic, at least, for one of the cores to soak up that Hex.
For the twin.
I'm fine with him still
bringing in
going Hex
someone.
this game.
Bringing in
I'm glad he's-
33.
Okay, but that's your Atos stun. That's the best stun you have, by the way. If you're, I mean, Sox is like, who am I bringing in to catch this hero? It's got to be the Visage, you know? He's got the
Hero
Atos.
Sun light up.
It is what it is.
Literally the only hero with control on your team. Visage. Preferred mini stuns and the rod of Atos. How do they control
Dire's top
Quest
tower
fights
is under attack.
without control?
You just run as a death ball. You don't need to control anyone if you just kill enemy throne.
Just kill.
Just kill.
Dire's top
Think
tower
just
has
kill.
fallen.
Another tier 2 to
Dire's
fall
middle
with that
tower
Aegis
is under
Advantage
attack.
quest. Played offensive, and now Tundra. Considering the high ground push, and they're gonna go for it. 9 in the front. Hit by a more universal drain. Timber just lost 800 HP because of that
Dire's
axe.
middle tower is under attack.
Wait, what does the
Radiant's
universal
Radiant's
drain
bottom
do
tower
now?
is under attack.
All I saw was losing 40%. So
And
he lost 800 HP.
gaining 45 strength, 16 agility, and 34 intelligence.
Okay.
What the? That's actually interesting. I need to keep a better eye on that.
Well, it's probably, again, that might be the reason why this Timbersaw is killable.
Oh, you take all 20% of all stats versus
Dire's
universals.
middle tower is under attack.
So 40% total on top of the 20.
Considering a turnaround with its mid tier 2 tower, but Tundra playing it very safe, very carefully. He's sending 9 into the front so they can finish off yet another objective. There's backdoor protection, but another creep wave
Dire's
walking in
middle
right
tower
now.
is under attack.
But waltzing back and forth, meanwhile,
Dire
Nuke's
are
just
scared.
pushing away.
Dire's
2048,
middle
so
tower
they will
has
drop
fallen.
this tower. Tundra, there are no more outer towers to take away, so he just might just be used on a high ground push, but it has to happen in a minute. They won't.
I'm very curious to see how we play this as a Morphling. Stealing 40% Timbersaw strength is going to make him really squishy. When he wants to feel invulnerable, they're obviously going to wait for the Aegis here, but this Timber becomes more versatile now that you have this more fags online. Your other choice is you can go on to Skeeter if you want and slow his attack speed down and give you more attack speed. But perhaps going the route of taking Universal Hero
Dire's
might be
bottom
the
tower
choice
is
here.
under attack.
Potentially.
Radiant's top tower is under
Down
attack.
the Timbersaw at least gives you an avenue, but we
Radiant's
will go
top
to the high
tower
ground.
is fallen.
25 seconds remaining.
Dire's bottom
2,000.
tower is under attack.
Takes away
Oh,
a
they tried to-
big portion again from Timbersaw's HP pool.
He's at 2.5 now.
He has like 3.5, 3.4, something like that without. So that's 1,000 HP lost now.
And that goes to the Morphling. So this Morphling is
Radiant
incredibly
are scattered.
tanky. He's sitting at 2.5 HP, fully morphed down. That's all agility.
Another Tormentor. This time.
Yeah, he gets like 1,100 HP taken away from 9 by using that and given to himself. It's a casual. You can look at it as just 1,000 damage nuke. It's also a sap. gives it to you. That's a pretty good value, I must say. He's also getting agility from that too, even though Timbersaw's agility is not the greatest. Probably only getting like 20-ish agility. Nothing to write home about. But that HP is good.
Yeah. So it's still waiting for either team to push the advantage. It's kind of like Quest doesn't want to go hunting for Tundra. Tundra just want to push out waves, continue farming, but now we might see a change of pace. Quest backing up with a 4-man smoke. Noob pushing out the top lane. Got good vision on the side of Tundra.
And Noob's online too. Lightyear's online, Manta. This might be a Quest fight to take if they get the angle. They're not here.
They crossed the boundary as well. There's no vision anymore for Tundra. They're going to have to live with just 33 thirds. And they see the Morphling potentially. And here comes the Caudal out of nowhere. Going to fight in. And the arena plays down. He's going to catch both of them inside of it. Global Silence being used as well. Nine chasing down the new Wind Ranger. But they will finish off Soxa. And Timber just is home. So that's that. West.
Oh, wow. Okay. TA2000 has an Aghanim's too, so he gets that reactive armor Ags. That is huge. For the Timbersaw.
Oh, yeah,
That's the reactive armor.
It's a pretty weird one, but it's
Radiant's
very
top tower is
beneficial.
under
It
attack.
bounces back
Dire
damage.
are scanning.
And also the barrier that you get is just...
You're
how do you kill
unkillable
that
with
thing?
it on.
Yeah, you're unkillable with it, yeah.
But he can just go in with that, get that bonus HP, get that barrier rolling, and you can't touch this Morphling. This is a really good idea by TA2000 here. And off the map, the Phoenix goes.
Classic.
This game's getting kind of excited.
They just smoked up under Vision 33, and Tundra, they know about this. But still can't find an entry point. Still cannot get a fight to happen. So we're, again, just, you know, I don't even know if I'm on my edge of my seat anymore. Just taking a very comfortable, cozy position. Because neither team is really forcing a fight.
You might be up 7k gold here. But I feel like the tools that Quest have, yeah, it should not matter. I feel like they're trying to rack their brains, much like myself. Like, how are they going to counter this Morphling right now? You don't have stuns for the Morph, so stunning him before he gets a tribute shift off, not going to happen. If he ever turns into the Timbersaw and gets these reactive armor stacks with the Aghanims, you're also not killing him, so maybe you have to kill Noob.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
It looks like that might be the route you have to go, but he's got a cheese now.
Oh, it's
Like
on the Aegis.
Tundra.
There's also a TA2000, so Morphling can play a bit more risky. Lotus Orb in the front line. Blast coming through, 9 standing nearby. The only one who's not smoked up. The smoke's gonna run out from Tundra in just a matter of seconds. They spot 30.
Tundra cooking here.
And you know, I think it's time to, you know, get
Oh, they got the heck.
your chair once again, you know. No fight.
He's got a new chair. I'm quite comfortable right now. Glad for that as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, he's all by himself. What can you do? BKB trying to make a run for it, but is it going to be enough? The Aghanim's reactive armor helped him. Actually, it's not even his Aghanims. He doesn't even have one. Himself a big armor buff. Fight. Will keep him up and running. So good opening there from Quest, but just not quite enough.
Double damage.
I guess Quest doesn't have the biggest lockdown as well.
Go!
Don't know if they got the shackle off there. They got the arena, but I think the shackle may have been missing.
What about
Either
the
way.
blast off? Does the blast off just disjoint when it destroys
Disjoin what? The shackle?
the shackle stun? Yeah.
Oh no, I don't think it's this way. It still persist. This Phoenix Egg would also kill all the
Radiant's
trees
courier
too.
has been killed.
Courier smack with a shield. That courier's not going to be coming back up. Unconscious in the base right now.
For now, it's just classic Tundra gameplay. They just don't want to take a fight unless they can find that perfect fight. They're not sniffing it out, so they're just gonna play it slow. Meanwhile, Quest, they're bloodthirsty right now. They want to take any fight that they can be given. They have the Aegis for 3 more minutes. They got a cheese. Full Lincoln Sphere bought out. Another good item for Universal Heroes with all attributes. No BKB though. BKB, kind of an item of the past. Don't need it as much as you did before. I still think you need it quite most
Radiant's
games.
top tower is under
But
attack.
most carry players,
Radiant's
this is the
structures
reason not
are
to buy it.
fortified.
New patch, bro, don't need a BKB.
There goes the glyph as well from the side of Tundra's. Quest is able to push. We'll have to force Tundra come all the way back to base safely. Decide to go to that high ground.
Radiant's top
I think
tower
they will,
has
but
fallen.
path is open. That tier 2 tower to fall.
Yeah, a lot on the line for both these teams right now. Quest win this, they can tie it up for first place, right? As they would only have 1 loss on all teams. Tundra can win this, they can stay in first place here.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Definitely
attack.
need the points to potentially get to TI if they can get a first place finish
Radiant's middle
in
tower
the region
has
and do
fallen.
well at the major.
Yeah, that is an interesting dialogue considering how many points both of these 2 teams acquire. Well, not that much for Tundra, but
I think Tundra probably needs a lot too, right?
Yeah, because
They haven't done so hot at the majors.
Quest is sitting at 32 points, so
Dire's bottom tower is under
they're the
attack.
unlikelier
Radiant structures
team
are
to get a
fortified.
direct tap die, but I've looked at some of the numbers being ranked down that there's a chance for it. Amar's going to drop down the arena, catching 33 Spizage in it. Normal silence very early, but they're still charging in to head on, meet the Spizage and take him down. Getting the anchor placed down just for extra security. Timber's going to keep it away. Tundra will lose a hero. That's all she wrote.
Yeah, they got the tier 3, they lost the hero, but I think the narrative of the story hasn't really changed much. It's kind of feeling like last game. He might be ahead in gold, and I think Tundra's managing this a bit better than last game when they're in this position where they feel like they can't fight. But that is still what it is. You can't fight into Quest right now. This Morphling is hitting critical mass, continuously building more items. Bloodseeker is not a good one-to-one matchup. So they need to find some type of
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
potentially give it to them.
Great start. No, they've got full vision on the high ground. That's going to reveal their
Radiant's
ward
bottom
spot,
tower
but
has
that's a
fallen.
support down. No global going to be activated either.
What a cocky play by Noob there, actually. This whole team was pushing bot. He cuts across the map where 3 heroes are at. Luckily, snaking was isolated.
Yeah,
With that
surprise
ward.
element, I guess. You know, like that's going to work like once or
Dire's
twice
top
in a game.
tower
But
is
when
under
it just
attack.
shows up out of nowhere. Because it
Snaking
hasn't
wasn't
been
expecting
happening.
that.
Yeah. It hasn't been happening. Surprises. Completely. That was an Invis rune too, so they thought they had full
Dire's
control of
top
the
tower
triangle.
is under
Quest
attack.
hasn't. Well, they have been playing around this area, so you probably might have suspected that. Maybe they have a ward placed down here somewhere.
So the question you're asking yourself if you're Tundra right now is if we can't fight now, when?
And can we?
Yeah, but it's like, when will we be able to? This Hex timing on 9 has not been used pretty much at all. He's even almost got an overwhelming blink on top of it. So maybe they're going to play around their vision. Maybe this is the win, but they're walking into a creep wave. They see you. Back to your ward you go.
Sox has got a pretty crazy network going on for this coddle.
He's recalling his whole team. They're all going to be here soon.
Except for Snaking, who's going for the D ward. Is he going to get caught for it? The neutral item drop. Amar, is he close enough? No, he's going to be called back to safety.
It's going to work. Using this coddle to put your team in kind of these strange locations, and just you literally recall this whole team up top.
Is under attack.
And now if they can find a jump if someone tries to defend, not knowing that the whole team is up here, could be big. It's just how they took the tier 3 tower bottom.
33 in the birds, you know, doing the rat game. Amar.
Bye-bye birds.
By birds
Radiant's
indeed.
middle tower
Now the rest of
is under
Tundra, they're
attack.
already back home. Going to be joining them. Do they now smoke up? It looks like they're stacking up for some movement. Have the smoke. There's one in the backpack at the throttle. Oh, they're just moving together.
This worries me. I'm checking out 33's quick buy right now, and it kind of shows you where the mind state of Tundra is right now. 33 has a Hand of Midas queued up at 40 minutes into the game. It looks like they want to take this one long. They have no intentions of doing anything but hitting creeps for a long time with that indicator. So
Get yourself
maybe
ready
go
for
get a
another
beverage,
late
boys.
game, you know? The last game was
Get some popcorn.
61, 62 minutes. Yeah, get your popcorn ready. This game might still go for a while. Hitter a 9, finish off the next one, and there we go. Bloodseeker gets a very good shard for himself, so he's now got that meter damage on his way.
It's a good
One
chart.
of the better shards this game.
See that one. I'd like to see Skeeter maybe hit a hero once or twice in this game. He's currently 1, 2, and 1, which I think is all laning stage.
Yeah, the only one taking the bullet this game has been Snaking.
Illusion.
9 occasionally.
9 occasionally, yeah. Well, I mean, he hasn't died since the two deaths. The
9
level
is
15 Timbersaw kill on the top tower, and then the I don't remember the other. Yeah, so I think it was both in top.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Quest is smoked up, Tundra smoked up. Action, action, action. Maybe now. Maybe now we're gonna get something.
Is that everyone's wards?
Hype. Under vision.
Dire
A lot of
are
wards
scanned.
right there.
That is a plenty of wards.
Whole team's out
Maybe.
vision here.
They have info. They have info. Somebody's strolling above our minds.
Mar wants to
And
lead with a
still
side
waiting.
device.
Still waiting.
The minefield's exploding on
Radiant
everything
are
over here.
scanning.
Know that they're going for a wraparound, and there's the smoke running out.
Mar, does he go? Yes, he does.
Finds the Timber. The spear's going to be connected, and now coming into the rescue with the Timbersaw. Doing out the damage to take down TA2000. Waiting for the BKB to run out first. They've got two. Also, from the front 32 back line. Rushing up down well. Gets on the charge with 9. Winner to the line. That's the 4 line. They got look at that! Tundra absolutely annihilates them in a matter of seconds. Waiting for the BKBs to run out. And Quest got surprised. And of course the match Skitter comes through. It's a team-wide Tundra. They've been waiting for this all game long.
They waited that entire time.
700 damage.
You know what they're waiting for? They're waiting for that level 25 on 9 to get that second chakram. And I don't think K2000 ended up using reactive armor that fight. And all the global silence came out. Just swapped out of it. Silenced again. And he just wasn't tanked enough. And they nowhere by any means had the damage to burst that Timbersaw. 9 baited them brilliantly into Tundra's arms there. And that fight just did
Dire's
not go the
bottom
way
barracks are under
you
attack.
wanted to if you were Quest. Maybe if the Wind Ranger was there to help burst the Timber as well at the same time, that had some potential, but it didn't work out for them.
Double chakra.
Dire's bottom barracks has
And
fallen.
the Bloodseeker shard really doing work there.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Quick kills, and now also the Phoenix Force X comes out from the Timber, which will mean this Phoenix doesn't get blown up
Dire's bottom barracks
in
has
second.
fallen.
Will allow Tundra to finish off the lane of Rax, and suddenly, look at that. Look at that. That is, you know, when you're getting ready for the carousel. Well, not the carousel, but you know, like when you're going. I don't even remember what that's called again.
Is it like a roller coaster?
One of those entertainment park roller. Yeah, roller coaster. Yeah, that's the one. You know, when you're going up and you're waiting for the big slide. That's
Like the Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
That one. It's where it's like a straight drop down. One of those.
my English for time. But yeah, that's exactly what it is right now on the side of Quest as well. They have been figured out. 9 with this Timbersaw. 514 left. Farming heavy. West looking for another entry point.
Again, we're gonna try again.
Again, this is the opener. They might be successful in doing so. They're very close to getting knocked down. I'm trying to make a run for it, but that actually not gonna save him this time. Was getting some barrier procs there, blocking some of the damage, but it's not enough for him this time.
So we talked about in that previous fight, before they went down the Tower of Terror there, would the Wind Ranger had it made a difference? The answer is yes. The Wind Ranger showed up for that one on the initiation to that Timber, and it was just barely enough damage. It seems like they need everything at their disposal to be able to kill this Timbersaw, but they can do it. They just need to make sure Noob is on the same page with these initiations. Also joins him as Soxa. He's on the hunt. He's calling his team in. They're down in Timbersaw, but they still want to fight, it looks like.
I'm in a good position here, too. Also, something that I realized is that Bloodseeker has a almost constant 1500 parity. That's not a block of cheese. It's something completely different. So, this Seeker effectively almost 5,000 HP, and he has no fear in the world charging onto Amar. Just the Techies in his eyes. Armed once again, but slowly taking down to his death snake. He's going to be falling. Bloodseeker going to get head spot on Amar. Putting up the charge. They're going to take down one more hero. It's the Aegis blow up from the Thunderbolt. Surrounded by Tundra. One's trying to take down Bitter. Bitter about to fall. BKB's up towards the fight. All the way to the end. But he's going to survive. Just to the edge of his life. And Morphling coming at with Amar. The 9 is full HP. He might die. 30 low HP as well. But 9 still hard to get down one after the other. Still low up for the heal. But the Aegis is down. Morphling down. Back and they will finally take off 33. And they go 9. And it's an ultra kill. And it's the rampage on the air. He will take it. 9 for the rampage. West only has one hero remaining. It's going to be Amar on
Radiant's
the run.
middle tower is under attack.
Oh, they found him.
Rampage in the air. He will take it.
All right. Line block back with 20 seconds left on his death time. That's got caught there. This is a risky play. If he dies here, all of a sudden you got no temper buyback on top of this. And Clutch just walks down mid drone, but his choice to buy back there got him into the rampage. Clearly, it was the right choice. Controlled the Morphling super well and everything. We're gonna have a replay. I thought after this, I was like, okay, this is this could be an issue. Despite the views, once you see this Bloodseeker die here, you're gonna see the Morphling just leave him here. Like, this could be trouble. 20 seconds left of this.
Dyer's middle tower has
a little
fallen.
bit faster.
Dyer's middle barracks are under attack.
Amar dying there could have made the difference here too with a shock was the more keeping him low HP and
Dyer's middle barracks
so
has
much.
fallen.
Now
Dyer's middle barracks has fallen. Dyer's top tower has fallen. Dyer's top barracks are under attack. Dyer's top barracks has fallen. Dyer's top barracks has fallen.
But it still comes down. Hero that just launched himself back into the 5-9. It all around, but said if that Seeker died a moment earlier, maybe not too low that he die back on the Timbersaw, but just those small margins. Oh.
I travel light.
Through this wide open mega creep.
Bounty.
Not the most fun thing in the world, but you do have an opening still. Timbersaw doesn't have buyback. Something. Might have to play slower here. Inside. So like
almost 30,000 gold at Quest. Tundra does at 25 pounds fire killing. Really has to pay off like start off killing.
Need to kill Eater or Nine. The supports right now, they're annoying. I'm sure he's like the coddle. He does have a halberd.
Oh, you see that, you see? Oh,
That's
it's
a
what I've
good-
always wanted.
Radiant are scanning.
I think you could safely for now. 9 needs to see how much. You don't feel that. He's still an eagle. He's a king guy. Fine. Run from him. He's going to.
Who's the hit? Do it as a team. We're able to blow up that Bloodseeker pretty well with the use of the Mars Morphling.
I feel like we're starting to see. Kind of fall off a little bit with the item build. I was kind of and also flying a beaky afterlink might be a little too defensive. Feels like they need more damage. Sure, the win ranger has a universe or something doing 300 damage hits. It's not enough. Gotta be more. We get a monkey bee bars that'll allow you to do some more damage. Really get through.
Quick react. Lamar, the global silence. Well, however, the Lotus Orb urge it away.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, your mid lanes, top lanes, but point I'd like to see travel. I guess you have one on one. Maybe boss number 2.
Dire are scanning.
You need to be able to push out the select instantly. Seriously, make place.
Up in 32 seconds. Way push bottom half of the play at least. Aggressively inside of Quest, they gotta get it. Does not have boots, does not have DP boots. Slowly waddling his.
He has too many items.
Radiant's courier has
He
been
is
killed.
overshot.
Patient, but Mars is gone. Mobile coming out as well, so the rest of them cannot
Chase
do
that!
this. Yeah, Mars.
That's all 6.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Immortality!
Of options. Yeah.
They have all these items. He has like casual ags.
What was I doing?
So. He already has an ags himself. Is he gonna sell his ags for more money?
Rewards to get.
Can you just please give that ags a sting? I gave it to Sock, so whatever. Probably better balancer, but
Ignis, Athos, pop into fights.
I'm not going to say it exactly that way.
3 is looking very difficult this week. They already have taken away the brooms from Quester.
Oh, great. Now I'm seeing things too.
Potter, man, we've already went over this.
You know that. What is the ticket? Good play with
During the high ground, what I've seen more in both one method. Actually spawning out with jumper as you hit know that as Tundra, you can smoke meet them as 5 and a farming with that. That's if you want to go and fight into back.
You want to win?
No, you don't have to. Yeah, I mean,
All grounds at this place.
human impatient. They're waiting for that. Two teams and AI play each other for this game.
Good arena. Or he's